11 years active duty in the United States Marine Corps. Ultimately, I was medically retired as a staff sergeant. Spent my last enlistment as an explosive ordnance disposal tech, which is a lot sexier to talk about. And for those who aren't familiar with it, it's basically a bomb squad in the Marine Corps. I was disassembling a munition, and it detonated while I was working on it. So I lost my left hand, left eye, a bunch of other injuries, and you don't see it on the camera now, but this is kind of where I'm at right now. And that was about, I guess, good grief, 7.5 years ago now. So they talking about this trip to Fenway, and there's this organization, they come by and they fly folks out to these ball games, and it's a real good time. And honestly, I really didn't care. I was still pretty isolated at the time. I was kind of in the maze, as I like to say. I was kind of in that mental, emotional maze still, real early into my recovery. And there was just so much that I was still trying to figure out about who I was now and what the rest of my life was going to look like, and trying to make sense of a lot of very chaotic things. So I really didn't give it too much thought. And so it was the weekend of April 14th. So April 14th was the ball game. And so that weekend, Joe Holly from PALS, of course, flies down, and they meet up with us and brought us out on this trip. And that was kind of how it all started, was just reluctantly agreeing to participate in this in this trip. Really just having a good time at the game and having a good time hanging out with these other veterans and meeting the PALS folks, and just breaking bread and enjoying each other's company was a great time. And by the end of that weekend, what I kind of had this weird moment. It really was this light switch realization for me that I kind of looked up and went, holy crap, it's been like 3 days we've been on this trip, and I've had fun the whole time. I've been smiling a bit. I've been smiling again, laughing, and I really haven't been thinking about my injuries or thinking about any of the problems that I've been dealing with. All that stuff just kind of melted away for a few days, and that was the first time since I'd been hurt that I had that kind of time go by where I didn't have like some sort of real depressive kind of episode kick in. It was the perfect experience at the perfect time to really change my perspective and get me back on the right train of thought. PALS was genuine, that their desire to do good for these folks and for myself was genuine. But what really made that trip impactful for me was being out and just engaging in fellowship with these other veterans that had been through the same things I was. Patient airlift services, pardon the pun, I swear it wasn't intentional, but they gave me some altitude on the maze, and rather than being stuck in it, I felt like for those couple of days I was able to see the path. I was able to see what was going on and make better, more informed decisions about where I was going next.